Welcome to an introduction to educational research. This is the final master's thesis field project worksheet number 5. And in this part of the worksheet, you will have a definition of terms, limitations of your study or your thesis or your project, a summary, and your references. Okay, so you should have a subheading called definition of terms, and the purpose of this section is to operationally define all the important and unique terms used in your study. Now, if you only have to define terms that are rather esoteric, if there are normal terms that educators generally understand, then there is no need to define that. But if they are some special terms, then you need to define the terms. And also, it's important that you include the specific citation where the definition came from. So that would be your area of definition of terms. It's very possible that you may not have a section of definition of terms. You may not be dealing with any unusual terms. But if you are, then you need to define them. Then your next heading or section would be your limitations. And in this section, you will discuss the possible limitations of your study or project. And again, this is a proposal, so you will be trying to think ahead what might be the limitations of it. If you did a thesis, you probably want to ask your question, what threats to internal and external validity came up? And if you did a project, you might ask yourself, how can I improve on that? Then another section will be the summary. You will summarize the information in your chapter 1 into 2 or 3 paragraphs. Your summary should provide the important details that will lead your reader on to your next chapter, chapter 2, which would be your review of the literature, which would be the next semester's course, or maybe not the next semester, but the next course that you take. And your chapter summary will be sort of valuable in writing your abstract at the beginning. Usually the abstract is written once the whole project is done. So that would be helpful for you. Then you would have your reference section, and this would be in the APA format, American Psychological Association Publication Manual format. And you want to make sure that if you cite a reference in the body of your text, that reference appears in your reference section. And you also want to make sure that anything that's in your reference section is included in the body of your text. So there should be nothing in your reference section that is not used as a citation in the body of your text. And then finally, if you have an appendix or appendices, then they should be included at the end after your references. And that's it. You should now be complete with your chapter 1 proposal. Just put the whole thing together. All right, so create a Word document with your name _ master's thesis project worksheet number 5 and email it to me at happyj1939@yahoo.com or to the appropriate professor that you have. Well, good job. Thank you.